All right, folks, welcome to your yoga practice. Let's come into an easy seat. I'll just invite the bell once today. We'll breathe deeply as we listen. Noticing the breath as it comes in through the nostrils, out through the nose or mouth. Sitting comfortably tall, stay with the breath here a few more cycles. Our quote today comes from The Path of the Yoga Sutras by Nikolai Bachman. It's within the chapter on ahimsa. Who suffers when an act of violence takes place? Who benefits from an act of nonviolence? Both parties in both cases. Who suffers when an act of violence takes place? And who benefits when an act of nonviolence? Both parties in both cases. Similar to what we did just yesterday or sometime this week, what is time? I'd like us to practice a bit of this vigorous breathing while kind of clearing off our energetic field, if you will. We'll also be returning to this for our meditation, so I know not everyone can stay afterwards. I figured let's go ahead and work some in. So in case you missed it earlier this week, let's go with exhaling as we sweep away from us in our heart space in the front and sides. And you could also, in your mind, every other time you sweep forward, imagine you're sweeping out the back body. All right, so breathing in and then find a pace that works for you. Maybe find a tissue. Good. We'll do this for one more minute. So let the pace be sustainable. If you need to breathe slowly and fully, that's fine. You could still really sweep your area out. About 10 more seconds. Let's all take a big breath in, reach the arms out and up. Hold full, engage Mulaband. Imagine the energy rising from the very base of the spine, tip of the tailbone, all the way up the spine, up the crown. Squeeze up, up, up. And then as you exhale, float the arms out and down. Fingertips coming to the ground. And let's sit here and breathe for 30 seconds or so. Notice the effects that minute-long practice had. All right, let's stretch the arms out wide. Palms can face up, or maybe you find a rotation of the arms that feels best to your body. And then we'll drop our head to one side, bring it up through center, and drop it to the other. And maybe less is more here. Maybe you find some really sweet sensation in smaller movements. Keep breathing. We could start to rock the head forward and side to side now. Maybe try to move the arms back in space a little bit. It's okay if the arms bend. right fingertips to the ground, left arm up and over, big inhale. Exhale, come to center. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale, come to center. Keep going side to side. Find a pace that feels nice. On Wednesdays, we focus on heart opening, and that is all directions. Pressing the chest forward, sides to sides, folding and stretching the back. So really working into your side bodies right now. We have all these small muscles between every rib in the rib cage. And just like every other muscle, they can become tight and restricted and hold tension. And that will directly affect our ability to take a full breath. So stretching the area of the rib cage like we're doing right now can help us literally breathe better. Let's try a slightly different angle. So maybe reach your hand forward in front of the knee next time, and then reach the other arm up. So let's maybe go like a diagonal. One hand in front of the knee, the other arm reaching up and over. And then the back hand can land where that's natural, back behind you at an angle. Do this a few times, then we'll switch sides. All right, next time a hand comes forward, let's take the opposite hand forward, angle in front of the knee, and then back behind you. All right, the next time you come forward, let's fold forward and down. Let the head drop heavy. Maybe you sway here, give it a couple breaths. And then sitting up, hands to the ground behind you, puff your chest up. Lift the heart. Maybe look up and drop the head back. Focus on pressing the chest forward and up. All right, come through neutral, and let's come into tabletop. For a slightly different perspective, if you have blocks, you could put your hands on them. As you inhale, drop your belly down. As you exhale, arch your spine up. If it's been a while since you have intentionally tapped into Ujjayi Pranayama, this might be a nice time to do that. It's where we constrict the back of the throat a bit. So the breath sounds like an ocean wave moving through us. Layering on breath work, we could also make this into an equal parts or Samavriti breath, breathing in and out, equal measure. And then pressing the hips back and down. Breathe, child's pose. Adjust the arms if the shoulders aren't happy with the arms overhead. You could always bring hands down by feet. If the forehead doesn't reach the ground, you could put a block under it. Breathing here. We're coming towards the end of this month. So as we breathe and rest for a moment, you might just check in anything that we need to realign on our path. And as you're ready, let's bring the hands to the ground under the shoulders, tabletop. Walk the knees back a little bit and then sink the hips down into a low plank. Knees are on the ground, toes are tucked, hips sinking down. Push the ground away through your hands. Take another inhale here, core really engaged. Exhale, lower the hips, the belly, the chest. Point your toes back and let's slide the forearms forward, elbows under, shoulders, Sphinx pose. Really pull your heart forward. And here, some gentle neck movements might feel nice. Bringing the head to stillness, option to start kicking your legs one at a time, bringing the heel towards the hip. Glutes can be pretty engaged for this. Maybe you engage your legs so much that they kind of float or hover off of the ground. If this starts to be too much on the low back, you can lower your chin to the ground. And toes back to earth, hands alongside your chest. Let's find down dog. As you come into downward facing dog, keeping in mind we want the wrists to stay as light as possible, head as heavy as possible, breath nice and full. One more breath here. And as you're ready, walk your feet up to your hands at the top of the mat. Soft knees, you could hook your arms back behind your legs. And then give your legs a little hug. So it's like we're trying to put a little pressure on the mid-back. One more breath with a really heavy head and neck. And then we'll release our arms. Inhale to rise all the way up, reaching the arms up in a way that feels good. Give yourself a big stretch. Let's try bending the elbows, grabbing opposite arms or elbows, and then leaning over side to side. So giving a nice pull on our connective tissue. And you could also try slightly different angles, maybe coming forward a little or back a little. Again, just thinking about that rib cage area. How can we open it up? Maybe even drawing a circle with the torso. Switching it back. Good. On an inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, fold all the way down. Hands touching the ground. Step your right foot back and out. Inhale, warrior one. Rising up here. Then let's bring our fingertips to the shoulders or as close as you can get. Bending into your left knee, lift your heart. Maybe lift your gaze. If this is feeling steady enough, you might stretch your arms back in space. Maybe someone out there wants to interlace their fingers and roll their shoulders back. It's definitely a bit more effort on the shoulders. We're just trying to open up the front of our body, our chest. So whatever you do, one more big breath into that. And then exhale, hinge forward, bringing left shoulder towards the inside of the left knee. Again, your hands can be on your shoulders, shoulder blades hugging together. Your arms could also be stretched straight back, or you could have your fingers interlaced. Wherever you are, let's go ahead and let the head get heavy in this humble warrior variation. A couple more breaths. Bringing your hands to the ground, left arm on the inside of the left leg. Step the right foot straight back, drop the right knee. So here we are in our lizard pose. You could let the left knee splay out, rolling to the pinky side edge of the left foot. If you've got blocks here with you at the top of your mat, you can grab them. No need to scramble for them. If not, we'll just be here for a minute. Obviously, this is a big hip stretch, but let's focus then on lifting the heart. And so here's where if you have blocks, you could put them on their highest setting and bring them really close to you so that we can lift the heart and maybe look up as we press our hips forwards and down. Big inhale. And then exhale, plant the left foot, half split, straighten the left leg. You can walk your hands forward. And now trying to kind of round the spine. You might shimmy the hips a little side to side as a way of getting into the side body, the side heart space. And then bending your left leg, let's come up to crescent lunge. If crescent lunge is too tricky for balance, then return to warrior one. That's fine too. On an inhale, reach up and back as best you can. Exhale, hinge forward and down, sweeping the arms down. All right, keep this movement going. If shoulder stuff's going on, we could also rest the hands at the low back or at the chest and low back. Keeping the torso moving, bowing down, and then rising up. One more breath. Wonderful. Hands coming down to the ground. Step yourself to plank pose. Inhaling, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower down to your belly. Point your toes back, stretch your arms back. As you inhale, Shalabhasana, locust pose. Breathing here, you could stay just like this, or bend your knees, reaching for your ankles or feet, exploring Dhanurasana, bow pose. If you catch your feet or ankles, try kicking them back into your hands as a way of lifting your heart, keeping in mind that our bones will only let us move as far as they do. Breathe wherever you are. And when you've had enough, go ahead and let go. Coming down to the belly and resting. Staying on the belly, breathing deeply, or moving into child's pose. Just a couple more breaths worth of time. Meeting in downward facing dog. Tiptoe or hop yourself up to the top of your mat, forward fold. Slide your hands under your feet, palms faced up, so the toes can kind of massage the wrists and heels of the hand. Keeping your hands there. On an inhale, imagine lifting up halfway. We probably won't get there, but we're trying to get a little traction and stretch on the wrists and arms. Notice where else you're feeling it. I'm feeling some action in my legs, throughout my back body. And then let's let that effort go. Release the hands, maybe shake the wrists out. Take your time, inhaling to rise up. We'll come all the way up. And then when it's time to exhale, we'll come all the way back down. Hands touch the ground and the left foot steps back and out. Inhale for warrior one. Whatever it takes to rise up. Then hands can come to shoulders. Maybe you already know you want them on the low back or low back and chest. Take care of yourself. Do what's good as you inhale, lifting the heart any amount. Exhale, hinging it forward and down. Breathe as you move, lifting the heart on your inhales, letting the spine round and bow down on the exhales. A couple more. Okay, and then going for our humble warrior variation. So finding a way that works for you. You could interlace your fingers behind your back, rolling your shoulders back and down, and focus on lifting the knuckles towards the sky. Or you could just let your hands rest on your low back. This is a lot of work for the right leg especially. Try not to make the head and neck work more than they need to. They can be pretty heavy here. One more breath. And then bring your hands to the ground, right arm on the inside of the right leg. Step your left foot back and drop the left knee into lizard pose on the other side. This time we can roll to the pinky side edge of the right foot, grabbing blocks if you've got them. And if you've got them, walk them really close to you so that we can press our hips down while lifting our hearts up. Maybe you look up. Keep breathing. And as you're ready, half splits, straightening the right leg, folding forward and down. Shimmying the hips a little side to side can give you a variety of sensations. All right, bending your right leg, plant your hands, left toes tucked. Let's find crescent lunge or warrior one. Good. Breathing in, this time let's open up, lift your arms up and out and back. And exhale, we're gonna round the shoulders. Kind of, what does this make me think of? Michael Jackson video? I don't know. Inhale, lift the heart, goalpost the arms, move the arms or hands back in space. Exhale, round the shoulders, fingertips point towards the ground. Use some scarecrow energy. Keep going. A few more times here. So we're flexing the spine while working through balance, getting a hip flexor stretch, strengthening the front leg. Good, then arms out like a goalpost. Inhale, move them back in space, lifting the heart. Exhale, forearms together, rounding the spine. Doing that just a couple times. Good, okay, next time the forearms come together, bow down, eventually bring the hands all the way to the ground. Step your left foot up, forward folding. And take your time rising all the way up. Maybe drag the hands up the body, all the way up to the sky. And then arms down to your sides. Stand tall here in the mountain pose that you have built. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice your lower legs. Notice your knees. Your upper legs. Your hips. Notice the low belly, low back. Mid-torso. Rib cage. Notice your shoulders, the fronts, the sides, the backs, the upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, hands and fingers. Notice your throat and neck, the front of your head, the sides, the back of your head, and the crown of your head. Big breath in just as you are. Letting it go. Now notice this whole body, this whole entity moving through space as you come down to your mat. Coming onto your spine. And when you get there, you could rock side to side to tuck your arms under your torso as best you can, palms facing up. Straightening the legs. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together, walking those shoulders close to each other towards the spine. And the back of the head is pressing lightly into the ground. So we've got our chests puffed up, this little fish pose, breathing. You can actively stretch and point your toes, engaging the legs. You could stay just like this, or bend your elbows so that your torso lifts up off of the ground. Try dropping your head back and really lightly resting it on the ground. So elbows and forearms are still pushing into the ground. We're not just dumping the weight of our head on anything. Keep the breath flowing wherever you go. Release whenever you're ready. Remember our equal parts breath. If you are in fish pose with the top of your head on the ground, we'll push into the elbows a little more to bring the head off the ground, chin towards chest. Return the back of your head to earth, rock side to side to release your arms. Stretch your arms out and give it a breath or two. We will take twists. All right, draw the right knee in towards your chest and then drop it over to the left side. The right arm could reach up overhead or maybe opposite. Maybe you want the hand to your low back to support you. Keep breathing. Okay, and come through neutral. Your right leg and left leg are both long for a moment. Then draw your left leg in towards your chest. Drop it over to the right side. Finding something for the left arm that feels good and helpful. And bring yourself back to neutral. Let yourself rest for a moment here. Aiming towards stillness, but noticing if the body struggles with that, if there's movement by choice or involuntary. If you become aware of any tension in the body, something like the tongue pressing really hard to the roof of the mouth or the jaw clamped closed, or even the fingers curled in tightly, just invite a little softness there. Full breath in. Let it go. Give yourself a stretch and eventually we'll meet in an easy seat. If you have time to stay and transition to about 10 minutes of meditation, please join me. If it's time for you to go, then thank you so much for being here and taking great care of yourself. For folks staying to meditate, let's come into an easy seat. So maybe you're moving to sit on a block or even a chair, the edge of a folded blanket. You could also stay however you already are. And we'll get back to that kind of vigorous breath work of sweeping and clearing out. I've noticed that this or things like this have been helping me personally, at least, deal with kind of the overwhelm of emotions and anger and sorrow with the state of things. So, sitting tall, big breath in. You can imagine whatever's around you, and then as you exhale, sweep it away. So this could be like a rhythmic breath of fire, where it's just the effort on the exhale. And the inhale kind of naturally comes back in. You could also do more of a bellows breath, where we're effortfully breathing in and breathing out. Ultimately, do it in a way that works for you. Let the arms be quite vigorous too, like we're really dusting something out, cutting cords, pushing them away, letting them go. You might try picking up the pace. One more minute. Thirty more seconds, really go for it. Big breath in. Reach your arms up overhead. Let's hook the thumbs, pull the fingertips up. Keep topping the breath off till you're absolutely full. Engage root lock. Imagine squeezing the energy all the way up the spine. Purified energy. Just natural source energy, not cluttered by the stuff of the world. And when it's time to exhale, float the fingertips back down to earth. Stay here breathing. Notice, what's my experience after that effort? All right, we'll do one more kind of vigorous breathing and movement practice. This one was taught to me as fists of anger, fists of rage. We take Mushti Mudra, the gentle fist. So thumbs coming to the root of the pinky fingers, and then fold the fingers over that gently. Here, it actually feels good. Go ahead and roll the wrists a bit. And you can keep rolling your wrists and breathing while I demonstrate where we're going, then I'll talk us through it. All right, so that's where we're headed. Now, if you have pets around or a child who might sneak up on you, you might not want to close your eyes. I have clunked my cat on accident when he walked in front of me while I was doing this. So be very mindful of your environment, also making sure you won't hit anything. Also, for shoulder injuries, you might want to take this much smaller and slower because we are working through our range. The idea is that with our fists, we are pulling up energy and tossing it behind us. So you can imagine anything problematic that we're pulling it up by the root and throwing it, letting it go, moving on without it. The breath is similar again to breath of fire, but it's with the mouth shaped like an O. Actually, for shoulder stuff, maybe you just focus on the breath. That could be enough. Eyes, our drishti is looking at the third eye point. So go at your own pace. Go as long as you can. We'll say up to 2 minutes. All right. Keep pushing. Do the best you can, up to 1 minute more. Big breath in. Interlace the thumbs overhead. Stretch the arms up. Keep topping off the breath. Hold full. Squeeze root lock. Energy rising up the spine. And let the breath go. Fingertips to earth. Breathe and observe. Try not to write a story about what you notice. Just practice noticing. Now that we've cleared out some of our energetic space, some frustration or anger from our own field, let's bring the hands together in front of the heart and then into Padma or Lotus Mudra. So the pinkies and thumbs stay connected, the heels of the hands are connected, but we release the 6 inner fingers, making our hands look like a lotus flower, gazing down into the center of it. So our arms, the heel of our hands, this represents the root, the stem, our source of energy and connection. The blooming flower itself is the ways that we can reach out to others. Breathing, gazing into the center of your lotus flower, let's consider what gifts we can offer to the world. There is no right or wrong, no big or better. Just what is something that you know you have to offer to your community, to the world around you? Something that causes no harm. And slowly bring the fingers together. Anjali Mudra, breathing in, breathing out. A few more breaths here, holding the image or action of what you have to offer. Who benefits from an act of nonviolence? It is everyone. On an inhale, let's stretch the arms up overhead. Exhale, give yourself a gentle twist to the right, floating the arms down. Inhale, come back to center, arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, arms gently up. Exhale, right hand to the ground, left arm up and over. Inhale, arms gently up. Left hand to the ground, right arm up and over. And come back to center. Notice how you're feeling after these efforts. If you'd like to chant one Om, imagining sending any benefits of our practice out into the world, let's breathe in. Deep bow of gratitude to you. Thank you for sharing your time and your practice. I hope you all have a good day. I've got to jump to get ready for my botanical garden classes. Sending you all love.